Hi, my name is Will, and I'd like to tell you about some of my favorite ladies' shoe brands. Now, I don't wear ladies' shoes, but I resell shoes, so I handle lots of shoes, and there are certain shoes that I'm just kind of impressed with and I look for. And these brands are not the extent of it, but these are a few brands that I do keep my eyes out for, and I'd like to tell you about them. One of the brands that I look for is Clark's. Clark's shoes are seem to be like a kind of relatively inexpensive shoe for a pretty decent, comfortable shoe. They come in lots of different styles, both men's and women's, but I'm talking about ladies' shoes today. This is, I guess you would call this a mule, and it's a Clark's. This is a flat or a slip-on. And I was looking up information about Clark's. It seems that they're an old family company that started in England. They're a British company, and they're basically family-owned at this point, about 85%. And I've heard people say a lot of good things about Clark's, about them being comfortable. The price range for Clark's seems to be about $70 to $100 for a new pair of Clark's from their website, and that includes free shipping. Now, when I resell Clark's, I'll look for shoes that are just really slightly worn. I mean, there's very little wear on this shoe at all. And then I price them about half the price of what a person would pay for them new, like if they were going to order them on Amazon.com or something like that. And then I also charge shipping on top of that. And I do offer free returns for up to 30 days on the purchase price. Anyway, those are the details about me. But back to the shoes. These are Clark's. Another brand that I like to look for are Dansko. Now, Dansko was started by a husband and wife, I think around 1990, and they are U.S. based, Pennsylvania, I believe. And Dansko is really known for its clogs. Nurses and doctors wear Dansko clogs quite a bit, and some people find them really comfortable if you're on your feet a lot. Dansko tends to be a platform shoe. Like, this is not a clog, but this is a Dansko shoe, and the sole comes up, is about an inch thick right there. That's a characteristic of Dansko. Their clogs and other shoes many times have a pretty thick platform right there. And then the heel comes up about that high, I believe, on this shoe. Almost 3 inches probably. This is kind of like a Mary Jane type of shoe, I would call it, because of the strap right here over the foot. But they seem to be a decent, solid shoe. They're marked in European sizes, like this is a size 37. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what that would be in U.S. lady size, probably around 7 or something like that. But Dansko, prices for their shoes, if you were to buy them new, tend to be $100 to $150, something like that. The other brand that I do look for is J Pliner. Here's a pair of J Pliner shoes, and they come in a lot of different looks, from pumps to flats to something like this, kind of a loafer type of style. This is also like a platform shoe. Many of them are kind of like this, have like an upper that has a little bit of a stretch to it. This is suede. But J Pliner was born in Chicago in 1943, and he was born into a shoe family. They had a shoe shop, and I think they sold floor shine shoes. And he got started and did really well. And most of, when I think of J Pliner shoes, I think of fashion designer shoes. This one has kind of like I guess like an alligator type of texture around it. I guess that's leather wrapped around the heel and the sole. Some of them, look really fashiony. That's J Pliner. And their prices, by the way, probably around 160 to 220. You can find J Pliner shoes for less and more, but I think the bulk of them fall in that 160 to 220 price range. Now, another shoe that I look for, and when I see this shoe, my eyes light up. I really like finding these. And this type of shoe is called Mephisto. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a French company, and they're made in France. I think Clark's a lot are made in China. Dansko, made different places throughout the world. J Pliner, I'm not for sure. These sometimes, Italy. This pair is in Brazil. But Mephisto, they're made in France, and I'm just really impressed with Mephisto. They're a fairly, new company, I guess, compared to Clark's anyway. Maybe about 50, 60 years old. And they were, their aim was to produce the most comfortable shoe possible with the technology that's available to them. And I think they're a very durable shoe, rubber soles, leather upper, but just really well built. Sometimes I'll come across a really old pair, worn out pair of Mephisto that I can't really sell, and I'll just cut into it and try to take it apart and see how it's made. I've done that before and have been impressed by just how tough they are. This is a Mary Jane type of shoe, Velcro, strap. The footbed looks kind of like, well, it's leather on top here. I was going to say it looks kind of like cork, but I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. But seems to be a nice shoe. Their price range is, I would say, like 300 to like 400, something like that. They have different brands. This is Mobiles, Mephisto Mobiles. They're about the same prices. Then they have a couple different brands that may make shoes that are a little less priced. All-Rounders, and they have another brand. The All-Rounders I saw, they're a little bit more like activewear type of shoes, and I think on their website they were around 165, something like that. And then there's one more brand I'll mention, and that is ECCO. And ECCO is like a moderately priced shoe, like a 100 to 160. They're pretty popular. They seem pretty comfortable. I've worn men's ECCOs. They make a lot of dress shoes, like black Oxford type of dress shoes, but all kinds of shoes. Women's shoes, they're very practical. You can find heels, ECCO heels, but you find a lot of flats, a lot of comfortable shoes, Oxfords, even athletic shoes and activewear type of things. They are a Danish company, and their price range, I think I said it was 100 to 160, and they seem to be like a real nice shoe. So those are some brands that I look for when I'm looking for shoes to resell, because they just impress me. They're not like a real cheap shoe like that you could go to just Walmart or somewhere like that and buy. They're a nicer shoe, and when you handle them, they just seem to be good quality. Just impressed by them. So, I don't know. I hope that was helpful to you in some way, or interesting. And I hope that you like the pictures of the shoes. If you are into shoes and want or reselling shoes and would like to know more about photographing shoes, I'd like to share with you how I do that. And maybe that'll be on an upcoming video. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.